Hi everybody, this is Deinocheirus from Prehistoric Facts, and this is a Q&A episode, so let's actually get started, shall we? So, Luke your first question. Would Deinocheirus be able to survive in modern-day Africa? So, Deinocheirus, for many of you that don't know, but most of you know, is a dinosaur, a theropod dinosaur. It's a strange-looking theropod dinosaur. Uh, it's a really big dinosaur. It can get over 30 feet long. Kind of almost has like this hump on its back, and it's got like this like elongated skull with like a little bit of a beak on it, and it's got these huge arms with these big claws. It's not technically a therizinosaur, but it's kind of closely related to them. But yeah, and so Deinocheirus. Deinocheirus lived around like say 75 to 70 million years ago in Mongolia and China. And so, could this dinosaur survive in modern day Africa? I would think it could, but then of course there's a chance of actually competing against, like, say, elephants, because elephants would probably be the main competitor for Deinocheirus if it actually had to live in modern day Africa. But yeah, I'd probably say it would survive for a small stretch of time, but not too long. But I think it probably would only survive for a little bit. But like elephants would be the main competition there. All right, Nicholas, your first question. How large is Bertha's femur compared to other T Rex femurs? And could Bertha be the tallest T Rex in the world? I don't know the measurements of Bertha's femur. This Tyrannosaurus Rex specimen has not fully been um, described totally, so this is actually. Um, but from what I've seen out of it, it is a pretty big femur. It's a pretty big femur. Could it be the tallest? Could be, could be. It all depends on like the length of the femur and also the calculation of like how long the tibia is going to be and even the foot bones, because that's what you're going to need to calculate. And so yeah, this is a really good. That's a good one, but I'm not totally sure on that. And your next one. A couple of questions for you. How are and widespread are fossils of the Tyrannosaur, Quadriptosaurus aquilinguus, and did it live at the same time and have content with T Rex and Nanotyrannus since it lived 68 million years ago in the late Cretaceous period? You gotta give me a good. Uh, your words are a little bit confusing in this question there, Nicholas. But I would probably say with Dryptosaurus. Well, we don't have that much fossil evidence, or don't have enough fossil specimens. We don't have enough specimens of Dryptosaurus, and so I would probably say that like right now the Dryptosaurus is mostly in the east coast of the United States because that's where the fossils have been found. I would because look when you look at like say Appalachiosaurus and then of course Dryptosaurus, they're totally different compared to like say Daspletosaurus, Albertosaurus, Lythronax, Teratophonius, it's the High Verser, and Tyrannosaurus Rex. It's because I believe mostly in the western North America area there was a little bit more diversity of dinosaurs there, whereas in the east coast of the United States, there's very little dinosaur fossils there, and so I'd probably say that there are still plenty more dinosaur fossils to be discovered in the east coast of the United States. And in terms of like, did Dryptosaurus ever come into contact with T Rex? Um, I'm not totally sure. I would probably say that it did not most of the time, but like I'd probably say that like if the only chances for Dryptosaurus to ever made any like contact with T Rex is that if it kind of got closer towards the western part of the United States, and now I would say Dryptosaurus didn't even bother to try to go near a Tyrannosaurus Rex by any means, because why would you actually try to interact with something that is like much bigger than you, much stronger than you? Like you don't want to mess with it. And so I'd probably say that Dryptosaurus just probably just ran off because Dryptosaurus is not even gonna be as big as Tyrannosaurus Rex. Dryptosaurus, if I remember correctly, can get between 20 and 25 feet long. So I'd probably say that there's no way uh, for uh, for Dryptosaurus to have any kind of shot uh, of like coming to contact that much with Tyrannosaurus Rex. But it's a possibility. It's probably a rare occurrence. But in terms of how rare the fossils are, they are very rare. And then your final questions. How uh, do you know that do you know that the skin of the Borealopelta might possibly be a reddish brown coloration, and how well complete is Borealopelta compared to other armored dinosaurs? This is a good question. Yeah, I do know that Borealopelta, with the discovery of the chemical signals of like what the colors of the skin were, and even like the keratin of the that would cover the spikes in the armor of uh, of Borealopelta. I am very familiar with that. But how complete is it? If I remember correctly, I believe it is a right pretty close. I think it's actually just above 60%. It's not 100%. I know that for sure. I think the only bits that we're missing is some limb bones, and I believe the some bits of the ribs, and so on and so forth. I think that's what was missing. But yeah, this is a very this is a fairly complete dinosaur, and it's an amazing find, very amazing find for paleontologists. And but with armored dinosaurs are get rarely get fossilized completely. So the things that would probably go missing is like the ends of the tail, except for like say Eublocephalus and Kylosaurus, and possibly Zool. But I would probably say that even like the armor bit, like the tiny armor bits of the scoots, would go missing. Even some bits of the limb bones would go missing. Because remember, scavengers can, because like predators can actually take some of the limb bones and actually just take them and chomp them and just chomp them down. You know, especially with Tyrannosaurus Rex, so, you know, to be able to eat like the limb bones of Ankylosaurus. But yeah, I mean, I'm very familiar with Borealopelta, and so yeah, good question there, Nick. All right, Alex, your question: Torvosaurus versus Allosaurus. Who do you think would win? So both of these dinosaurs did actually interact with each other. They're both in the Morrison Formation in the late Jurassic period. Even Torvosaurus has also been found in like Portugal and Spain. Allosaurus is kind of in the same way. But Torvosaurus is larger than Allosaurus, and so but even though Allosaurus is more common than Torvosaurus, so in this case, because Allosaurus can get to lengths between 30 and 35 feet, um, Torvosaurus is just around 35 to 37 feet. And in terms of height, Torvosaurus, I believe, is 11 feet tall, whereas Allosaurus is like 9 and 10 feet tall. So, like, if Allosaurus had company with it, like say like another mate or otherwise like a group, I think Allosaurus would have a chance. But in terms of like one-on-one combat, I would probably have to go Torvosaurus on this one. Torvosaurus is way larger. It's got the bigger weaponry, larger teeth, larger claws. But Allosaurus does have the agility factor. Does have agility. Does have speed. Probably has a little bit. It does have a bit more uh, intelligence in terms of like instinct and all that compared to Torvosaurus. But I probably have to go with size on this one, and I would have to go with Torvosaurus on this one. But not too bad of a question there, Alex. All right, Benjamin. Why did Hyaenodon have a long bony tube? I don't get this question. I don't know what your meaning of a long bony tube for Hyaenodon. Um, rephrase that question for me there, Benjamin, because I kind of look at pictures of Hyaenodon skeletons. I don't know what part of the skeleton are you talking about? Are you talking about like that like crest on top of the skull? Is it like something in the chest cavity, or is it like somewhere in the skeleton? Please feel free to please let me know, please. What were the horns on Carnotaurus skull used for? This is a good question. I love this question. So, what was Carnotaurus's horns on its skull used for? Well, mostly it's going to be for display purposes first. Display purposes first. But these are thick horns. These are very thick horns. I wouldn't be surprised they were used for combat, like combat against each other. So like males probably had a little bit longer horns when you have the keratin covering the horns. I would not be surprised that males did like kind of pushing matches. They probably didn't ram their heads like bighorn sheep or otherwise muskox. They probably didn't do that. They probably did like pushing contests. They did like pushing contests, kind of see like who's the stronger male, mainly for like mate during like say mating season, and even probably during territorial disputes. And so yeah, I'd probably say that display purposes first and first and combat. And so that's probably what they were used for. Could Velociraptor regrow a claw? No. If the tip of the keratin was actually like chipped off, then yeah, it could actually regrow the claw. But if it actually chipped the bone part of the claw, no, it could not. It could not. Because thing is, when you damage a claw, especially in the bony part, it's not going to regrow. It's not going to regrow because it'll heal, but it'll not be as does not would not have the tip necessary to be able to for use. Like say if it was like the hand claws or like that killing claw on the second digit of the toe of the foot on the foot. I don't know. I don't think it would. I don't think it would regrow a claw. But if it was just the keratin part, then yeah, that part can regrow. But if it was like the bone part, absolutely not. And who would win, Zool or Borealopelta? So we got Borealopelta is dominant in this in these questions. So Zool and Borealopelta, they're pretty close to each other in terms of time range. Both in the late Cretaceous period from North America. Zool is a bit more like Ankylosaurus, whereas Borealopelta is kind of very similar to, like, say, Polacanthus, Sorellopelta, um, Gastonia, those types of armored dinosaurs. I would have to go Zool on this one. Zool is a little bit more tougher, and also it's got thicker armor, and also it has that tail club, too. I'm going to have to go with Zool on this one. But that's all the questions I got for you today. Now, next week will be a special episode, so I'll let you guys know what kind of prehistoric animal I'm going to talk about, so stay tuned for that. But you can still send me questions about dinosaurs and other prehistoric life by emailing me at Deinocheirus71@gmail.com. I was going to my Facebook page, Prehistoric Facts with Deinocheirus. Like the page, you should post your questions in the comment section. Please put them in the comment section. Don't put them on Messenger. Messengers are private conversations, so please put your questions in the comment section on any Facebook post and Prehistoric Facts with Deinocheirus Facebook page. And also for you YouTubers out there, like the video, subscribe to the channel according to my analytics. A lot of you guys are checking out my channel are not subscribed yet, so please feel free to hit that subscribe button and also hit the like button, because the way the YouTube algorithm works is the more likes the video gets, the more likely the video gets spread out to people that are interested in dinosaurs, prehistoric life, paleontology, and geology in general. And also share the video, share the channel to anybody that is interested in dinosaurs and other prehistoric life. Feel free to do so. And also hit that notification bell so that way you can get weekly notifications of every video that comes out. So stay tuned for that. And also check out the community tab. I will post like updates of what's coming for, like, say, events. And I'll probably do a couple more polls throughout a few months. And I'll probably do a couple more shorts for YouTube for you guys. And also for you YouTubers out there, feel free to leave your questions in the comment section because I do read them all. Your questions mean a lot on the Q&A episodes like this one. So all of you that are sending me questions via email, Facebook, and YouTube, you guys are awesome. You're giving me some great questions for these Q&A episodes. It means a lot. And also make sure you keep your questions short to the point. You can also follow me on Instagram at Deinocheirus.pf. I'll post pretty cool stuff on there. You can also follow me on Threads. That's the same thing at Deinocheirus.pf. I post pretty cool stuff on there as well. And also take care of people around you. Also for you younger people out there, make sure to listen to your parents, your teachers, and your guardians. It's the best motivation for good education. It's very important to have good education. With a good education, you get a good job in the future. All right, that's it for now. Now I'll see you guys next week.